Welcome to your practice. My name is Janine, and thank you for joining me here. Today's practice is a lotus flower inspired flow. So, how can we find inspiration through the lotus flower? Well, where does the flower come from, first of all? The lotus flower comes from the bottom of muddy, murky, stagnant, and unclear waters. And yet, it always finds its way to the surface and blooms brightly. So, I find this is a beautiful way to find inspiration through things like perseverance and willpower and just not giving up. Because sometimes when things in our life seem unclear or challenging, we can look to this lotus flower for inspiration to continue to push onwards and upwards and to continue to express ourselves and bloom brightly. So even through those times when things are challenging and maybe we feel like we're actually really far away from being able to fully express ourselves and being able to bloom brightly, but we will get there if we just make the choice to push on and to continue forward and upwards, just one step at a time. We will bloom brightly. You will bloom brightly. So we're going to use this lotus flower as inspiration throughout our yoga practice today. We're going to play with some mudras and we're going to move through some flowy movements. So let this be fun and let this inspire you to maybe just take that one more step forward if you're going through a hard time. So we're going to start seated. Maybe you'd like to sit on your sit bones in Sukhasana, or perhaps you'd like to come onto your knees and sit onto your shins if that feels good for you today. Or honestly, however suits you, whatever feels good. Just make your way there. And we're just going to take a couple rounds of breath to just land. So maybe close your eyes down or maybe keep them open. Again, whatever suits you today. And just begin to become aware of your breath. So this beautiful breath, it's already happening. You're already breathing, but just coat your awareness with it to bring yourself into this present moment at the beginning of our practice now. So feeling your breath fill you up and feel it as it deflates down. Maybe feeling yourself softening into this moment. We'll go ahead and begin to float our arms up towards the sky. Your palms will touch overhead. And go ahead and exhale as you twist over to your right hand side. Maybe your eyes stay closed down, or perhaps you blink them open. From here, we're going to circle our right hand up overhead, around in a circle, just so it can cross over our left as we round our spine, bringing our chin towards our chest. On your inhale, we'll open up into a cactus shape, squeezing your shoulder blades back behind you. And exhale as you come to heart center. We'll inhale again as we reach our hands up to the sky. Your palms will brush overhead. And exhale as you begin to twist over now to your left-hand side. Taking a round of breath here. And beginning to float your left arm up and overhead, circling it over and around. So you're crossing now over your left hand. And just see curving your spine, coming into this little cat-like seated shape. On your inhale, open up into that cactus shape. And exhale as you bring your hands to heart center. From here, we're going to come into our lotus mudra. So keeping your palms together, pinkies and thumbs touching, you're going to open up your middle three fingers. So you're coming into this flower lotus shape. So closing your eyes down for a moment and bringing this lotus mudra close to your heart and just remembering what it's here to remind us of. Reminding us of this perseverance and this motivation of not giving up through hard times. And just letting that sink into your heart for a moment. This beautiful gesture that this lotus is here to remind us of. So we're going to use this mudra through our practice today. From here, we're going to move through a couple mudra flows. So go ahead and blink your eyes open if you have them closed. We'll take a full inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to begin to bring the backs of our hands together as we turn our hands down, our fingertips down, coming into a circle until you bring them forward and bringing your palms now open. So we're coming into Pushpaputta Mudra from here. So this is a handful of flowers, maybe lotus flowers. It's an offering of love, of sweetness. So maybe you'd like to offer yourself this love or this sweetness if you're going through a hard time right now. Or perhaps you'd like to dedicate this to somebody that needs it as well. So from here, we're going to close our palms together now, coming into Anjali Mudra with our fingertips facing outwards. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring it back to heart center, opening up those fingers in that lotus mudra shape. So we're going to follow this pattern with our breath a couple times, and we're going to use this through our practice today. So take a full round of breath here. Inhale to circle your palms, coming into Pushpaputta on your exhale. Inhale, Anjali Mudra. Exhale back to center with your Lotus Mudra. One more time like that. Inhale, circle the palms. Exhale, Pushpaputta. Inhale, Anjali Mudra. And exhale, Lotus Mudra. Let's circle our hands up towards the sky, palms touch. Picking up our hips, let's sit over to our left hand side as we begin to come into a side body stretch. Maybe your right hand finds the earth beside you, reaching over, opening up the chest. Maybe leaning back in the shoulder here. Just reaching with your pinky finger, with all your fingers here away from you. Taking a breath. And your left hand will find the earth beside you as you pick up your hips, coming onto your knees. Let's step our right leg to the back of the mat as we reach our right arm up towards the sky, coming into this gate pose variation. Taking a full round of breath here, maybe pushing the pelvis forward and again pushing your heart open. We'll begin to lift ourselves up using some core strength, bending deeply into that right knee as we bring our right elbow onto the knee, coming into like a side angle pose here. Maybe your left hand wants to find your left hip, or perhaps you want to reach it up and overhead and just kind of rocking into this shape, opening up the groin and the front of the thigh and the hip here. Lifting ourselves back up, lengthening our right leg. We're going to place our left hand back beside us. Again, opening up the arm here into that side angle. And we're going to twist ourselves so that we're facing our mat, bringing our right to meet our left, turning ourselves. And from here, we're just going to kick ourselves back into a downward facing dog. So just taking a second here to maybe step out your dog. Taking a breath. And we'll begin to walk ourselves to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Rocking your head out, yes. Rocking it, no. And from here, just planting your hands so you can slowly begin to step yourself back into your downward facing dog. We're just going to lower the knees here and sit ourselves back onto our heels. So reaching our hands from here up towards the sky, palms touch. And exhale as you pick up your hips and move them over to the right hand side, getting that nice big side body stretch. Placing your left hand perhaps onto the left side of you and reaching yourself over, growing long on the right side body here. Maybe feeling your right sit bone plugging into the earth as you reach away, even with that pinky finger. Taking another round of breath. And let's circle our right hand overhead so we can place it beside us, picking ourselves up onto our knees and kicking our left leg long now as we reach that left hand up to the sky, coming into our gate pose here. So again, maybe pushing forward with the pelvis and opening up the chest a little bit more. Taking a big breath in and out. Inhale as you begin to lift yourself up using some core strength as you bend deeply into your left knee, turning your toes and placing your left elbow onto the knee, maybe right onto the hip, or reaching it up and overhead, coming into this kind of side angle variation. Letting yourself dip down and bend deeply into the knee and feeling the stretch you're creating here. And inhaling as you lengthen your left leg, reaching your right hand up and circling both hands to the back of your mat now, turning everything to face your hands so you can step yourself back into that downward facing dog. So rocking it out here one more time. And begin to walk yourself forward into that forward fold. Let's inhale for a halfway lift this time, coming into a flat back here. And exhale as you fold forward, planting your hands, and slowly walk it back into that downward facing dog. Taking a big breath here. And dropping your knees to the mat, sinking your hips to your heels. And sitting back onto the heels here, we'll come into our lotus mudra once again. So finding your mudra. From here, we're going to come into our little flow. So taking a full round of breath. This time on your inhale, as you come into your circle, bringing your backs of the hands together, let's lift ourselves up onto our knees, coming into Pushpaputta, Anjali Mudra, and exhale as you sink yourself back onto your hips as you open up into your lotus. So follow that pattern, following your breath. Lifting yourself up, Pushpaputta, Anjali Mudra, and Lotus Mudra, sinking yourself back. One more time. All right, let's inhale our hands back up towards the sky, palms touch. Exhale as you pick up your hips, bringing them over to the left-hand side, coming back into that side body stretch. Placing your right hand back beside you, opening up the chest, maybe coming a little deeper this time. And circling your left hand to find the earth beside you as you pick up your hips, coming onto your knees and extending that right leg, coming back into that gate pose. So this time, if it feels good for you, maybe you want to pick up the right foot, balancing here. Or maybe you want to kick your foot back towards your hip, or your bum that is, and grab onto your foot, coming into this variation. Again, pushing forward with the pelvis, pulling your foot back. Taking a big breath here. And releasing, coming back into that gate pose. Let's lift ourselves up, bending deeply into the right knee so that we can come into our side angle. Maybe from here, the right hand wants to find the earth just beside the foot, and you want to reach your left arm up to the sky. Take a big breath in and out. From here, just go ahead and swivel your left foot so it's just underneath your seat. And then go ahead and sit down onto the foot, bringing your hands to heart center. We're coming into sage pose. So pushing your right knee and your right leg away from you slightly with your elbow here. Bringing your hands right into heart center. Maybe your sternum pushes into your thumbs. Maybe you want to close down the eyes for a moment. Feeling this big stretch into the groin. And circling your left hand up towards the sky, bringing it back beside you so you can lift yourself back up into your gate pose. And then bringing your right hand overhead, circling it to the back of the mat and turning everything to face that direction so that you can push yourself back into your downward facing dog. Taking a second here to walk out the dog once again. And finding stillness here. On your inhale, begin to lift up your right leg, coming into a tripod downward dog. Go ahead and bend at the knee and open up the hip here. Letting your foot drop back behind you. Keeping both arms facing forward. So you're twisting from your hips, not the front of your body. On your next inhale, coming back to center, and we're going to round forward as we step it up to the corner of the right hand side of your mat, dropping your knee down, coming into a lizard pose. From here, lengthening the front foot, maybe coming into a little lizard half splits, and just rocking forwards and back if that feels good. Keeping your chest nice and open here. Just beginning to gain some more length in the hamstrings and the outer hips. As you come forward, maybe placing your left hand a little bit farther on the outer corner of your mat. Beginning to bend into that left knee so you can reach back with your right hand, grabbing onto your foot. If this feels good for you, just getting into a nice big quad stretch here. So opening up the chest here. Pushing into your hand with your foot as your hand is pulling your foot towards you. One more breath. And slowly release. Make sure you don't slingshot that leg back behind you, bringing your right hand to meet your left. We're going to kick our left foot up, or lift our left knee up, that is, just so we can kick that right foot back to meet the left, coming into our downward facing dog again. Walk it out. And go ahead and drop your knees towards the mat, hips to the heels here. Coming back into our lotus mudra. Let's inhale as we reach our hands up towards the sky, lifting up the hips, bringing them over to the right hand side as we come back into that side body stretch. Maybe our left hand finds the earth beside us and we reach over with our right hand. Maybe feeling a little more space on our side bodies now. Circling your right hand back beside you, lifting yourself up onto your knees and kicking your left leg out long as you reach your left arm up towards the sky, coming into your gate pose. If it felt good for you to lift up your left leg, maybe go ahead and try that, or bend at the knee and grab onto your foot for this variation. Wherever feels good for you, just breathing into that shape. Tapping into that lotus perseverance and willpower. One more round of breath. And releasing, growing your left leg long. Let's push ourselves up so we can bend deeply into that left knee as we bring our left hand on the inside of our leg and reaching our right hand up and overhead, coming into this side angle variation, bending deeply into the knee here. Take a full round of breath. And go ahead and swivel your right foot so it's right underneath your sit bone, and then sit back onto your foot, bringing your hands to heart center as we come into our sage pose on our left hand side now. So pushing that leg open with your elbow, taking a big full round of breath, a deep round of breath here. And circling your right hand up towards the sky so it can find the mat beside you, lifting yourself up back into your gate pose, bringing your left hand to circle up and over so it can find the mat beside your right as you turn your body towards the back of the mat and push yourself up into your downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here for a moment. Go ahead and lift your left leg up towards the sky, tripod down dog, bending your knee, opening up the hip. Taking a full round of breath here. And bringing yourself back to center. Go ahead and step your left leg to the top corner of your mat, setting yourself up for your lizard pose on the second side, dropping your knee down, opening up the chest here. And maybe flowing, bringing your left leg long as you bring your hips back towards your heel. And bending again at the knee here, just warming up that hamstring on your second side. Embracing any shakes that might be occurring in the body. Just breathing into them, breathing into any tightness. And if you'd like to get into a quad stretch, maybe bringing your right hand so it's a little bit farther out towards the edge of your mat. So you can bend at the knee and reach back with your left hand, grabbing onto that foot. So pulling your foot in towards your body, opening up the chest. Staying nice and open here. Big quad stretch. Taking a full round of breath. And gently releasing as you circle your left hand back to meet your right. We're going to lift up the knee, untucking the toe, and use that to kick us up to the back of your mat. So you're in your forward fold. So bring your feet so they're about hip distance apart. Go ahead and pick up your feet and bring your hands underneath. So we're getting into, I think this is called bear pose. So bend deeply at the knees, bending at your elbows, dropping your head. This is getting a nice little massage on the wrists and the hands. Giving your hands a bit of a stretch here too. Just a different variation in your forward fold. Taking 2 rounds of breath. And go ahead and take your hands so they're out from underneath your feet. We're going to slowly begin to roll ourselves up to a standing. Taking your time here. Letting your neck and your head be last to come up. Shining your palms forward, coming into your Tadasana shape for just a moment. From here, we're going to come one more time into that little mudra flow. So bringing your lotus mudra out in front of you, hands to heart center. Take a full round of breath. On your next inhale, begin to circle your hands forward, coming into Pushpa Putta on your exhale. Inhale your Anjali Mudra, and exhale back to your lotus shape. 2 more times on your own. Next time you come back into your lotus mudra, go ahead and lift your hands up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze follows, mini back bend here. And then exhale as you begin to bend at the knees. We're going to sink our hips low, coming into a squat. So lifting ourselves up onto our toes here. So bring your lotus into your heart center. Just taking a full round of breath, coming into a little balance here. And you can slowly find yourself onto your bum, however that looks for you. Maybe bringing your hands back behind you and finding yourself into a seat, however feels good for you. Once you get there, maybe a little sway side to side, a couple little Sufi grinds, some torso circles, just undulating the spine here for a moment. Tapping back into that breath, coating your breath with your awareness, just becoming more aware of the beautiful breath that is flowing throughout your body. And when you're ready, finding stillness, maybe closing down the eyes. And whatever feels good for you to close your practice, whether you're keeping your hands on your lap or your knees, or you'd like to come into Anjali Mudra, or perhaps one more time that Lotus Mudra. We'll just take a moment here to tap into a little extra love and gratitude for taking this time for you, that no matter where you're at right now, whether things are feeling unclear or uncertain, or perhaps you are able to bloom brightly and express yourself right now, no matter where you are, just know that that is exactly where you are meant to be, and you're moving in the direction that you are meant to. And by giving yourself that little bit of love and that gratitude for showing up for yourself really does go a long way. So dipping your chin towards your chest, saying namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for practicing with me today. I hope that you had fun with this little lotus-inspired mudra flow, and that you are feeling inspired to continue to move forward, upwards, and onwards, no matter where you're at right now. So thank you for choosing me to be your guide, and I will see you in the next one.